Hello everyone, my name is Raymond and I'm happy to introduce our design presentation for the Iterate Design Challenge. We are Team 5, and for our challenge, we designed an education-based feature for the language learning app known as Duolingo. Before going any further, I want to introduce our team. For those of you familiar with Duolingo, you might recognize that these are all avatars that were made within the app. We have Andy from San Francisco, Dexter from Vancouver, Canada, Molly from Mississippi, myself from Vancouver, Canada, and Vanessa from Vancouver, Canada. And these flags all represent the different languages that we are currently learning through Duolingo. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Duolingo, it is a free language learning platform that utilizes gamification to teach 43 languages to over 500 million users worldwide. The way Duolingo works is like a language learning game. You pick a language you want to learn and it teaches you words and sentences using pictures, speaking exercises, funny animations, and quizzes. You earn experience points and move up levels as you learn more. And like most social media platforms, you can also follow people on the app to see their progress. You can make friends with people that you already know. It's currently the world's most I've been using personally since 2017. I want to shift gears for a second and tell you a story. A few years ago, I was having coffee with a friend of mine. We were both using Duolingo to learn Spanish, and we've been learning for over a year at this point. Wanting to improve my Spanish further, I asked him if he wanted to practice. He said no. When I asked him why, he said, "Raymond, I don't really have anyone to practice with, so I don't feel confident about having a conversation." My friend's situation was not unique. Since that time, I had asked a few people that I knew who were learning Spanish through Duolingo if they wanted to practice, and they also said no for the same reason, namely that they didn't have anyone they can practice with consistently who knew the language very well. In the early part of our research, we came across this quote from a Reddit user in a thread where users of Duolingo were evaluating its efficiency as a language learning platform. I'm just going to read it out loud. "Duolingo is okay for vocab as it's fun and quick, but it will never make you fluent. You need to actually speak to a human to build your speaking ability." I invite anyone who has ever tried learning a language as an adult to reflect on your own past experience. Did you have a difficult time when it came to speaking and listening? How often did you practice your communication skills with people who are fluent? And if you are a Duolingo user, how much has the app actually helped you to improve your conversation skills specifically? It is through this lens that we came up with the following problem statement. People who want to learn new languages struggle to find, connect, and communicate with native speakers to help practice their conversation skills. The solution that we came up with as a group is Duolingo Chats, a feature that allows existing users of Duolingo to connect with native speakers in the language that they are currently learning. In the following slides, we'll be taking you through our research, sketches, wireframes, business considerations, and a high-fidelity prototype. I'm now going to hand it off to Dexter, who will be speaking more closely to the research that we did.
Thank you so much, Raymond. After we learned the features and story of Duolingo, we did a competitor analysis and feature analysis to understand some major competitors of Duolingo and figure out their strengths and weaknesses. Our goal for this research is to see what other language learning platforms are good at and what features they did not implement in their platform. Then find out what opportunities and features that we could add to Duolingo to enhance language acquisition and cultural understanding. LinkB offers a unique live language learning experience through real-time conversations. HelloTalk provides a global language learning community, enabling users to practice with native speakers. Tandem is good at connecting language learners with native speakers for effective language practice and exchange. It enables real-time conversations and interactions, creating a dynamic learning environment. Rosetta Stone has a well-established reputation and comprehensive curriculum, providing a structured learning path. Memrise has a good feature called Learn with Locals, which pairs with videos of native speakers, saying the phrase out loud and demonstrating the phrase. Bubbles offer structured courses with a focus on practical language skills. The interface and well-designed lessons are admirable. After we compared those language learning platforms, we were inspired by Linkbee on how users connect with native speakers in the app. We enjoyed Linkbee use of its in-app currency and how Linkbee provides an in-app introduction to greet new users and also shows what users can do next. We also like that when a user joined a meeting in Linkbee, it defaulted to a voice-only conversation with the option to turn on the camera to help users feel more comfortable with privacy concerns. After we completed the analysis, we got some inspiration on how to increase user engagement and dive into cultural learning. Next, we have Andy to talk about Duolingo classes and user research.
While researching language learning applications, we came across Duolingo Classes, a platform where users were able to have free or paid lessons with a host based on their skill level and interests. Sadly, it was discontinued earlier this year on January 23rd. Factors that could have caused the platform to be discontinued were that Duolingo users weren't made aware when the feature was implemented, possibly due to the lack of marketing and promotions, as well as confusion between accessibility with devices. For example, iPhone users were able to have full range of lessons, while Android users had to get the same thing but on the website. Overall, the feature was poorly executed due to lack of features. Other competitors offered better solutions and confusion of usability. Additional research that we conducted was creating and sending out a user survey to understand users who have varying experiences with language learning applications and resources. Questions that we wanted to focus on was why the user wanted to learn a language, struggles they have when learning, as well if they're interested if Duolingo implemented a virtual cultural exchange between users. We were able to receive 15 responses, and it showed that 73% of participants were interested in the language exchange program, while 93% found that it is important to have cultural context when learning a language. And it showed that 86% of users wanted to have a shorter time commitment when having the virtual cultural exchange, so between 5 to 30 minutes. We found that users want to learn a language based on the culture, food, and customs where the language is spoken, and possibly travel to those countries. Struggles that users have when learning a language with a native speaker was that there was an issue of scheduling time, for example, time zones or personal obligations that they have, and feeling proficient enough to speak the language, so having the confidence to speak a new language to someone. After gathering our research, we moved forward into the define phase to help categorize our findings and assumptions and create possible solutions and understand the user. We create an affinity map to help categorize our research, as well as maintaining Duolingo standards to help keep track of the following categories: the needs and experience, as well as awareness, and following current trends and technologies with competitors as well as Duolingo, and wordless, mainly creating wordless specifically for Duolingo. And translating all that our findings, we created possible solutions into how might ways, keeping in mind of Duolingo's way of making language learning fun. For example, maintaining safe and productive interactions. How do we gamify those interactions, as well as creating those interactions to be enriching to learn the language and cultural understanding? And overall, we do want to create a mutual cooperation and connection between users. I'm going to pass it over to Vanessa to talk about the user and early stage mockups.
Meet some of our users, Kate and Dan. For the purpose of this presentation, these are proto-personas. Kate is a new Duolingo learner from the States. She's eager to travel in Mexico and wants to learn the language and understand the culture before she goes. Dan is an advanced learner from Mexico who is learning English so that they can connect with English-speaking family and friends. Both Kate and Dan want to hear the natural way of speaking. They want to practice in a safe space where it's okay to make mistakes, and they're motivated by Duolingo's gamified approach to learning, including their leaderboards and leagues, experience points, and streaks. We'll catch up with Dan later as we're focused on Kate's journey from downloading Duolingo after seeing people on TikTok use it to learn Spanish. She completes her first lesson and notices a new option in her navigation to practice. She clicks it and sees that she can connect with a native speaker and immerse in the culture she's learning. Using this user flow as our framework, our team began ideating on what this could look like. We did crazy 8 sketches and got into the screen flow of how this new feature would look and fit in the app. There were multiple pathways we looked at to accessing the new feature, including home and a new page on the nav, and ultimately we decided on the Practice Hub, as it's currently a place where users go to review and improve their language skills after they've shown some interest in the app. The feature would bring more value to the Practice Hub for free users, following Duolingo's mission to make education universally available. So with this as our entry point, we brainstormed flows of how this experience would look by doing some crazy 8 sketches and voting on what we wanted to wireframe. Some highlights for this were ability to connect with other language learners anytime, option to participate in one-on-one or group sessions, providing a safe and fun space with games, topics, and phrases to choose from, and short interactions, just 10 minutes. Next, we took the sketches and built out low-fidelity flow of the interaction. Now I'm going to pass it on to Molly, who's going to talk about business considerations.
As we went through the ideation phase and created sketches and wireframes, our team wanted to focus on making something that would not only be a fun and helpful feature for language learners, but also one that considered Duolingo's business goals. Because no matter how great a product is, if it can't be scaled or make money, it probably won't last long, as evidenced by Duolingo classes. So first we wanted to find out, how does Duolingo actually make money? So their revenue comes from their premium subscriptions, which are Super Duolingo and their beta Duolingo Max, IAPs of their GEMS currency, the Duolingo English test, and ads to their free user base. But after reviewing investor letters, we learned the largest amount of revenue actually comes from their premium users. And this was surprising because only around 8% of their MAUs are actually paid subscribers. So considering their user base of about 575 million people, new paid subscribers through their premium subscriptions are a huge opportunity for growth. But for the purpose of our feature, we focused on premium subscriptions and IAPs without compromising on Duolingo's core value of free language learning for everyone. So the first opportunity we saw is when a user actually starts a chat. And since chats cost gems, and gems can either be earned through Duolingo usage or purchased through in-app purchases, Duolingo Chats aims to increase revenue by encouraging more people to either buy gems or subscribe to Super or Duolingo Max, which would give them unlimited chats. And the second uses Duolingo's partnership with ChatGPT through an in-chat live translate function available to Max subscribers. This would not only help users feel at ease when chatting with a native speaker, but it also tracks new vocabulary that you learn in chat, which can be studied later in the practice menu. So keeping our research and our business goals in mind, let's focus back on our user Kate and look at the prototype. So Kate has just created an account with Duolingo after learning about them through TikTok. After completing several lessons where she learns basic words and phrases, she receives a new practice menu in the navigation and a notification. Practice what you've learned, try chatting with a native speaker. She feels curious about this new feature, so she taps the practice menu. She sees the chat feature at the top of the screen and decides she wants to practice with a real person. She taps chat. And then she sees the chat rules of conduct. She feels at ease knowing Duolingo wants to keep its users safe. So she reads the rules and taps agree. Finally, she's greeted with the main chats menu, where she can choose from 2 ways of connecting with native speakers, one-on-one or in a group practice room. So Kate, being a little bit shy, decides she would prefer a one-on-one chat. She wants to chat with someone right now, but she doesn't feel comfortable enough yet to use instant chat and match with a complete stranger. She'd rather check their profile first. So she explores the page a little bit, and then she finds Dan in the suggested user section. She has similar interests with him and likes that he has some chat experience already. She wants to learn a little bit more about him before she commits to a chat, so she checks his profile. In his About section, she sees that he's been on Duolingo for a few years, and he's from Mexico. She's always wanted to visit there and see Chichen Itza. Maybe she could ask him about that in the chat later. She scrolls down just to get a little bit more information, and it looks like he has a pretty good rating from the chats that he's already been in. So Kate decides to request a chat with Dan. Next is the gym cost page, and this pattern is already familiar to users, so Kate knows what to do here. If Kate has fun in chats and wants to use it often, she may think about getting a super subscription later. For now, she pays 50 gems to join. She waits for Dan to accept her request, and he does. They'll speak in Spanish for 5 minutes and English for 5 minutes. She's ready and hits start chatting. Kate already knows how to say hello in Spanish, but she clicks the greeting topic anyway to feel more at ease. Her and Dan say hello and introduce themselves, but suddenly Kate forgets, how do you say nice to meet you in Spanish? Is it mucho gusto? Yes, mucho gusto, Dan. Next, she wants to talk about her favorite Mexican food, but she forgot some phrases from her lessons. So she goes back and taps the food topic. Kate tells Dan how much she loves mole and fresh tortillas, and Dan tells her about his family and how they eat tortillas every morning. Kate is having a lot of fun and feeling confident using the words she's learned from her lessons. And then Dan teaches her a new word, juego. He wants to play a game. So Kate goes back and taps the game menu. Then she sees Heads Up. She really likes this game, and she's kind of curious if she can actually play it in Spanish. So she taps Heads Up, turns on her camera, and reads the rules for the game. She likes that she can use the help button if she gets stuck on a word she doesn't know. Let's play. Kate gives clues for 1 minute to Dan, and he gets 5 words right. They both get a little bit of extra XP for this as well. They continue their video call, and at the 5-minute mark, it's time for Kate to be the native speaker. Dan says he wants to talk about travel. Kate isn't really sure what questions to ask or what Dan's level is, so she taps the topic and games menu and then taps travel. She asks about his favorite vacation and if he packs light. Dan doesn't really understand what pack light means, but thankfully Duolingo has the Spanish translation for her to help explain. They continue to chat, and Kate is glad the guided discussion is here to help her. They talk for a few more minutes, and then they get a notification that there's only 1 minute left. They say their goodbyes, and finally the chat ends. Kate had a really great time talking to Dan. He definitely deserves 5 stars. She adds him as a friend so they can chat later, and then she goes back to doing more lessons. She can't wait to use chats again.
If we are able to build this feature for real, these are some of the things that we would like to look out for and improve upon for future iterations. Note that we've chosen to split these into the following 3 categories: learning efficiency, user engagement, and monetization, because these are what Duolingo had stated officially in their investor letter as being top-of-mind considerations in order to improve revenue. As we bring this presentation to a close, learning languages isn't easy, as most of us know from our own experience. If Duolingo's goal is to help its learners improve to the point where they can converse comfortably with native speakers, they'll need to make it easy, they'll need to make it fun, and rewarding for learners and native speakers to connect. On behalf of Team 5, I want to thank you so much for watching our presentation. You have earned 100 experience points and virtual high fives from our entire team.
Avandra, a safe community for female solo travelers to share safe, affordable trip plans. Hello, everyone. We are glad to be part of the final presentation of IterateUX Challenge. We are Ian, Sam, Angie, and Lauren from Team 7. The tools that we choose to use for this project were Notion for sprint planning and task management, Figma for whiteboarding and design and prototype, Zoom for team meetings, user interviews, and usability testing, and Discord as the main channel of our communication. Our first team challenge was deciding which prompt to work on. We made a list of pros and cons for each option on Jamboard, and then we had a Zoom meeting to discuss them both. We chose prompts based on available research and design resources, potential read blocks, and learning experience. In the end, we chose to design a platform for solo travelers to connect with each other, exchange information, and find fellow travelers. So we started to work by doing some research. As you can see, we did 4 research activities during this phase. To make sure that we fully empathize with the user, we decided to do triangulation, which means collecting information about the users from various resources. We researched existing knowledge, like secondary research. We had a chat with some users by doing user interviews, and we asked a larger audience about their needs and challenges through a survey. We also checked out our top competitors to find ways to stand out and solve user problems better. Our secondary research uncovered some key insights. Solo travel went up 23% during COVID-19. About 84% of solo travelers are women, while men make up only 16%. And in USA, 72% of women have traveled solo, and 79% would do it again. So our findings clearly indicate a growing interest in solo travel among women. Moreover, female solo travelers encounter unique challenges, particularly related to their safety. This is why we have chosen to concentrate our efforts on empowering and supporting female solo travelers. We analyzed 6 competitors on terms of strength, weakness, threats, opportunities, main user segments, main value proposition, interesting design solution, and business model. Some of our key findings from competitive analysis were: safety is top concern on apps serving female solo travelers, even though often they do it through passport verification. However, asking for too much information upfront can discourage first-time users. The 2 main selling points for these applications are providing affordable deals and facilitating connection with others. Next thing we did is conducting user interviews to understand our target user better. So we first sent out a survey to screen potential interviews. We interviewed 5 financially independent, college-educated women who had experience in solo traveling. We used a script to conduct semi-structured interviews, with each interview lasting about 30 minutes on Zoom. So some of our key findings were: most researched online before their trips, safety was a big concern, they liked connecting with fellow solo travelers for chats or advices while staying anonymous, Texting was their favorite way to communicate, and they wanted more information about transportation and accommodation before traveling. To validate our findings of the qualitative research, we made a Google Form survey using our initial findings to find out more about the larger audience. We got 49 responses, and some of the key findings from there was like almost 73% of females had as their main concern while traveling solo safety and harassment. The main reason that motivated them to travel solo by the flexible schedule and personal independence was the main motive, and 63% cited research. The 63% of the users cited research as their primary safety measure before traveling. So after completing our secondary research, user interviews, and survey, we placed our findings on a canvas and began organizing them using affinity mapping. We grouped our findings into these main categories: demographics, travel habits like destination choices, favorite activities, motivation for solo travel, like why do they want to travel solo, what motivates them for such an experience, challenges like safety, navigation, isolation, etc., needs, and current solution they use to solve their problems. From our research, we created a primary persona. Meet Jordan, a 31-year-old project manager in New York. Jordan's top goals are safe yet adventurous travel, access to up-to-date information from about the destination, ensuring destination safety before the trip, and budget-friendly trip planning. Her main concerns include safety, fear of getting lost, getting isolated, accommodation issues, health concerns, and language barriers. After the research phase, we moved forward to the define phase. To prioritize user pain points, we used the impact effort matrix. So we checked the impact using quantitative data, understanding how the pain points we find will make the difference in the overall solution, and of effort, considering will it take a lot of work and time, or is something that it can be like quickly and simple. Due to the time constraints that we had for the challenge and the high impact that we had on the matrix, we chose the following pain points to focus: safety, financial constraints, and feeling isolated. After selecting our key pain points, we crafted our point of view statement using this structure: who is the user, what do they need, what's their story, and the problems they are dealing with. We came out with the point of view statement, which is: as a young woman who likes to travel solo, I need to have access to most updated information about my destination so that I can plan a safe and affordable trip for myself. For more, check out the following slide with my teammate Sam.
Thank you, Angie. To smoothly shift from the define phase to ideation, we generated 34 how might we questions, such as: how might we verify the destination information's accuracy? How might we ensure Jordan, our persona, enjoys her trip without any negative experiences? How might we assist Jordan in emergencies? After drafting how might we questions, each team member brainstormed ideas, resulting in over 20 unique ideas. That's how we started the ideation phase. So how did we choose the final idea? This was the most important step in the process. We had to make sure that we were going in the right direction. To do so, each team member picked their favorite idea. We backed these choices with research data. We designed the lo-fi wireframes to communicate our ideas better, and we held a Q&A session to clear any doubts. To pick the final idea, we followed these steps. we defined 7 acceptance criteria to rate each idea from 1 to 10. No one rated their idea, and to minimize bias, we kept the process anonymous. The idea with the highest average score was chosen as the winner. Here are the acceptance criteria. Does it solve the challenge prompt? How much does it solve the user's pain points? How much does it address the POV statement? How much is it supported by research data? Is the design a third of it within the scope of this project? Is it a scalable design solution that can help a huge user base? Does it offer great value in comparison to other competitors? Now my teammate Yan will take you through our design solution.
Yeah, thank you, San. Yeah, our design solution is as the following: a social media app for women owners to share and find safe, affordable trip plans. Our solution aims to assist users in 4 key ways. The first, providing access to the latest travel information. The second, identify safe travel destinations. The third, enhancing travel experience with budget constraints. The last is helping users from different cultures and backgrounds. We envisioned a few design solutions for each section, which will be the following slides. Following that, we craft a value proposition. We help female solo travelers to find safe, affordable trip plans by offering a social media app where they can share and find most updated information about various trip plans. And we made a mood board to align on the app's visual style. We brainstormed the app name and chose Avenger, inspired by Greek goddess of travel, adventure, and luck, Miss She Who Makes a Pass. We developed an information architecture to ensure a structured and user-friendly interface, promoting goal achievement. And we created low-fidelity wireframes, iterated, and then transformed them into mid-fidelity prototype for usability testing. We ran remote usability testing with 5 participants and then prioritized their feedback based on the potential value and effort required for each change. We compared a list of necessary changes following our usability test, where we made numerous adjustments based on results. Here are a couple of examples. The first, we redesigned and reorganized some homepage icons for clarity. The second, on the Explore page, we merged nearby paths with trending paths to help users discover the best routes nearby. And to maintain design consistency, we adopted Orbit design system tailored for travel apps. We ensured its compliance with WCAG2 and APCA accessibility guidelines. We also aligned our design system with our choice to develop a native iOS app. And Sam will take you through the preview of our app.
Thank you, Yan. So here's the overall structure of the app, which includes a bottom navigation bar with 4 main pages. Homepage, in which users can view and share travel experiences in posts, or what we call it, paths. Explore page, where users can search for locations, trending paths, nearby paths, and user profiles. Saved page, where users store favorite paths in various categories, and the profile page. The primary CTA on the navigation bar is creating a new post, or what we call it, a new path. You can see the main features of the app here. In line with our POV statement, we aim to provide users with the latest trip information. When users click on a post, they'll find tags explaining 4 main aspects of each path. 1, path type. For example, art and museum, shopping, nature spots, general paths, etc. 2, safety rating from women's perspective. 3, budget range. And 4, trip duration. When you scroll down, you can see places visited and a map view of the entire path. Clicking on a place opens a modal that review, safety rating, budget info, and users who have recommended this place. This ensures female solo travelers have access to the most up-to-date information about their trip destination. Safety is vital for female solo travelers. To keep the community safe, we also believe in the approach of our competitors about account verification, including uploading an ID and a selfie. But unlike our competitors, we don't ask for this sensitive information upfront. Upon initial app installation, users can explore the app without any signing up or verification process. They would have limited access to different parts of the app, but at least they can decide whether or not to go through the account verification process. Our safety rating tag further helps users to get information about their destination safety. That's our safety strategy. Aligned with our previous statement, affordability is another crucial concern for female solo travelers. Users can check trip budgets via push tags and estimated expenses in place models, helping them choose budget-friendly paths. These features empower users to select paths that fit their budget. We envision various accessibility features to make sure that our design benefits a range of users. Apart from ensuring that the color contrast of the app complies with the accessibility guidelines, supporting different languages, different currencies, and wheelchair-accessible paths are other features to ensure that accessibility of our design solution. Due to time constraints preventing a second round of usability tests, we opted for a heuristic evaluation using an online tool called heurix.io. Our design received an impressive 85% overall score, indicating that nearly all important UX elements were effectively implemented and functioning. We thoroughly researched the feasibility of our solution and whether or not it can be built with Swift UI. We also consulted with an app developer. We faced some small technical issues. For example, we had imagined a swipe left or right gesture for some models, and we had to iterate on our design to make it feasible. Despite some minor concerns, we're confident that our design solution is overall feasible. We believe the reason that we managed to do so much quality work in a short period are the following: effective communication, team collaboration, task management, and implementation processes and workflows. Our next steps include conducting a second round of testing through unmoderated usability testing with a tool called Maze, making the design responsive and accessible for different mobile screens, measuring the success of the solution using metrics such as time on task, time per session, user satisfaction rate, and single use question. Taking part in this challenge was truly fulfilling for our team, and we enjoyed the experience a lot. We hope you found our presentation enjoyable as well. Thank you for your time.
This is our app level. Each team members, myself, Rocio, Jack, Lashmi, Angela, and Jacqueline. We decided to choose health and fitness from the given prompts with gamification aspect, helping users become less overwhelmed.
With the topic selected, we started this project by dissecting it further and exploring the current situation. By discovering what meal planning, finding healthy recipes, and gamification solves, we can establish if we were on the correct path and confirm the best approach for this project. We discovered valuable insights after reading 6 articles on healthy recipes, meal planning, and gamification. Some of the benefits included individuals who meal plan find that they save money with less takeout and splurges. They can also adjust their plans accordingly based on their goals and dietary restrictions. Meal planning and a focus on finding healthy recipes support individuals to increase their food and vegetable intake by creating balanced meals. Some barriers that they faced were lack of time due to busy schedules, adapting to a new routine, and the struggle to see it as a lifestyle change rather than a diet. Some tips that were expressed were starting small and simple. Night themes can create a fun, predictable experience, such as Meatless Mondays or Taco Tuesdays. Being flexible and willing to adjust and improve the process was among another tip that we found. While diving into gamification, we found that there are many types of ways that we can approach this, from a reward-based system, interactive challenges, virtual progress, or to incentivize the user to progress. Some other aspects were a sense of community with a social aspect, education through storytelling, and a positive outlook on food habits. While 47% of the users who completed our survey already were eating healthy, we confirmed that the top two barriers to regularly eating healthy were time and mixed household preferences. More participants reported that they actively meal plan and focused on home-cooked meals. Only around a third of the participants report having unplanned meals outside of the home, while participants either meal plan or would like to start meal planning. This shows that individuals associate home-cooked meals directly with eating healthy. This, however, wasn't enough for us to base our project on. We wanted to dive deeper into these responses to ensure we were on the correct path. To do so, we conducted 5 user interviews to get more details and to understand their perspectives. Healthy lifestyles and body image were top motivators, while adjusting to the schedule and prioritizing tasty, healthy foods were their goals. Busy schedule or not, most individuals do not want to spend more time than they need to in the kitchen. Through these interviews, we gained insights to discover the problem behind the scenes and find the best approach to implement this project. To do so, we focused on the following questions during these interviews. How did they get motivated? How do they overcome the barrier stopping them from eating healthy? And how do they improve their diet and stop splurging habits? With answers to these questions and beyond, we crafted an affinity mapping to establish common themes from these interviews. Working through affinity mapping, we were able to discover that meal tendencies and goals, amongst other things. Some tendencies that we found were that the norm was home-cooked meals, and most individuals did account for some cheat days or cheat meals. Their goals were to focus on reducing sugar, snacking, and processed food, but they desired healthy meals that all of their family enjoys. With meal planning, we see a focus on taste again, along with ease and attention to limited schedules. While if the participant derailed from meal planning, we heard the majority say that they accept it and work harder to reestablish the plan. Regarding healthy lifestyles, it is a balance of routine and making small changes. Goals for healthy lifestyles were confirmed to feel better, have less drowsiness, improve body image, and to spend more time with their family. We dove deeper into gamification and discovered that they have an excitement to see the progress, to have a sense of community, but they didn't really want to start anything that would take too much time. We also found that some people have concern when looking for recipes that they maybe don't have the ingredients on hand that the recipe calls for. Through all this research, our goal was to focus our app and design on the areas that would benefit our users and to be our users' partner in their journey to maintain a balanced diet. Now back to you, Rocio.
With this app, we believe it can alleviate the stress that can happen when planning out what to cook and so they could focus more on what they enjoy. How might we support our users reducing the amount of time they spend in the kitchen? By creating a planned meal and taking away the having to think about choice, reducing the amount of time and decision fatigue. One thing was consistent in each interview was a problem with the amount of time they each had in their lives. Now passing it to Jacqueline.
Jenny is our persona character. She is a tech-savvy full-stack engineer. Her lifestyle is so busy because she has a busy work schedule that results in heavily relying on food delivering app. Jenny is looking for healthy and time-saving meal solutions with simple ingredients that save her more time to accompany her husbands and friends. Next. Jenny usually brainstorms the dinner recipe when she is on her way home after getting off work. Sometimes she did research for her recipes, but the first time she could only find some recipes that needed to take her around 45 minutes. After that, she kept researching healthy recipes, but she just found some easily cooked recipes that she didn't have hands-on recipes in her fridge. Jenny was disappointed. However, she didn't give up on researching for a good recipe for her dinner. Finally, she found some healthy, time-saving, and simple recipes. Nowadays, she is happy to prepare and cook her healthy dinner every day.
So, keeping our persona in mind, we started sketching out few ideas. In response to the user's needs, we compiled a list of features that we should contemplate while designing our app. So that those include dietary restrictions, time constraints, meal planning strategies. Also bring friends and families or like-minded people together. And some kind of a reward or a game aspect to keep them on track and motivated. So with that in mind, we designed Level Up Eats, a meal planning app where you can only find recipes that are quick and easy to make. We give you an option to browse through our app as a guest or sign up and level up your meal planning game. Let's go through the design. For that, let's bring Jenny back. Let's imagine Jenny is back from home after a very long day at work. She wants to whip up something quick but healthy for the dinner. She's not sure what to cook. So how can we help Jenny to overcome this frustration? How can we help her cook something healthy in a very short period of time and enjoy the rest of the evening with her family? So that's when she checks out Level Up Eats, which her friend suggested. She downloads the app, continue as a guest, lands on the homepage. If she wants to narrow her search down, she has an option to search or filter. She can also find recipes on basis of the ingredients in hand by pressing the pantry supply, which take her to another page where she can add ingredients in just one click. Should she find a recipe of her interest, she can add that to favorites by pressing the heart and save the recipe for another day, or she can add it to calendar by clicking on the link placed under the recipe title and assign that recipe to a date to make her meal planning easy. So in the next scenario, Jenny is in love with the app and decides to be a member of the Level Up Eat family. She wants to up the meal planning game. So she hits the community button in the navigation bar and explore different options like be part of the discussion group, join different challenges, take part in a meal planning streak, etc. So in that way, she feels more connected and can understand what help others with the meal planning, or maybe she can share her own experience with others. Now over to Jacqueline.
For design system, we chose orange and yellow as our main color palettes. Orange is a blend of yellow and red color, naturally lends itself to food as an appetizing color which stimulates our stomach and the appetite. Why did we choose yellow as another main color? Because it's considered the happiness color and it's widely used in food industry. We chose the psychology of colors picture here. As you can see, yellow and orange both have lots of positive meanings, and both are used in food products, utilized in food products widely. Except for using yellow and orange color as our main color, we also chose white and light and dark grays as our main color palette. For typography, we selected Poppins as our main fonts for our app. Navigation, we used gray color as our online icon. After clicking, you can see the color turn to orange. For icons, we use orange outline as our main icon system. Field boxes, email address and password list words, we chose dark gray as our main color, but we also use light gray to guide users to fill in their personal information. Button section, we use white as a background color, gradient yellow and orange colors as our main icon. After clicking, you can see the background turn to orange-ish color. For CTL buttons, dark gray as our main text color. Before clicking, we use an orange outline as a color. After tapping, the background turn to yellow color.
Okay, so throughout this design process, our team has consistently placed a strong emphasis on prioritizing users' needs. As a result, we have developed a platform that offers a wide range of meal options with prep time indicators, as well as an option to search or filter to ensure that the users only see meals that are in line with their specific diet or meal plan needs. Additionally, we have integrated features to enable users to include friends, family, or support groups to foster a sense of community that will also serve as a source of motivation for them.
Thank you, Lashmi. To conclude, our take on this topic and subsequent design was not only founded in the initial research, but can be an easy-to-use tool for users who want to maintain a balanced diet. That said, future usability testing and design adjustments would be the following steps to confirm and improve our solution. We would also love to strengthen our gamification feature further. Time was certainly the most significant challenge we faced, and we would have loved to have a round of usability testing and finished prototype completed at this point. But we are eager to make those steps and to see how our solution pans through those testing. Through this design challenge, we are excited to work as a team, collaborate all of our ideas, and funnel them into one solid, cohesive design. It was a great experience to work as a team and to approach this problem in a not unbiased approach, with a step back at the beginning to ensure we were creating something beneficial for our users. In this project, our communication, research, design, and presentation skills were strengthened, and we are very thankful for this opportunity. As this presentation ends, we sincerely thank IterateUX for putting this challenge together and for the time and attention during our presentation. Any feedback and insights would be incredibly insightful to us. Thank you.
Hey everyone, on behalf of IterateUX, we would like to thank you so much for watching this week's event. If you like the content, please leave a like and subscribe. We'll have events every Thursday at 5:30 Pacific Time. Join our Discord in the description to find out more.